Hey, I'm Mr. Parka, and you're watching Mr. Tony of the Dead.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Mr. Tony of the Dead here, and I have another movie review for everybody out there. This one's on a movie called Mrs. Claus. This is from Wild Eye Releasing, and it's written and directed by Troy Escamilla. This movie is about this sorority house that has this like sinister past. The one girl was pledging, and she, she got hazed really bad. She was picked on really bad by like one of the sisters in the house, and she just like went nuts. She couldn't take it anymore, so she ends up murdering that girl and then killing herself. So now flash forward 10 years later, and now the girl that was murdered, her sister is in the house now, and she starts getting these emails addressed from a Mrs. Claus saying, it's all like Christmas rhymes and stuff, but it's like basically she's gonna like murder her and her friends and all that kind of stuff. So she don't know who's sending these, but she's thinks it's a prank and everything, doesn't really pay attention to it, and then people start going missing and stuff like that, and nobody knows who's doing it. So Mrs. Claus, first off, they really didn't even need to call this Mrs. Claus. The killer going around is dressed up like Mrs. Claus, and I wish they really looked like this Mrs. Claus, because this is actually kind of scary and cool. But the killer going around dressed as Mrs. Claus is just kind of like this old lady mask, and it's just kind of like has like a duh kind of face to it. It's not very scary, but again, they do a pretty good job of hiding who it is. I'll be honest, I did guess who it was pretty quickly, and you don't find out until, of course, the end. But to me, I took a guess and I was actually right. Not saying everybody's going to be right, but I was right. But besides being dressed up like Mrs. Claus, it has nothing to do with Mrs. Claus at all. Like I said, just the killer dressed up as Mrs. Claus. They could have dressed up as anything, and it would have been fine. It just call it Mrs. Claus because the killer's dressed up like Mrs. Claus. And to me, that's not scary. It has nothing to do with like Santa or anything. It's just around Christmas time, and it's the smallest sorority I've ever seen in my life. They have a party, of course, like the typical party. It looks like the most boring party ever. Their music is like here and there, and I get it, probably copyright and everything, you can't do it, but it just looks so boring. I didn't really feel a connection to any of the characters. Some, of course, I liked more than others, but it was just your typical teenagers at a party, kind of like that. The one thing I will say, though, is that the kills in this, as they weren't like that original, they were done very well. They were practical effects, and I thought they looked pretty good. There was a lot of like throat slashing, and the effects look really cool on that. A lot of cool looking blood. It made me actually a few times go like, ooh, like that, because pretty gross. So I will give them that. The effects on the kills were not too bad. I really did actually enjoy seeing that. And there was like some people that I thought died too soon, and I was like, oh come on, that one just got naked. I want to see them naked again, but they got killed. And and that's a true story. I did say that. There's two scream queens in here, famous ones. I don't know how you say her last name, Helen Udy, I don't know how you say it, from My Bloody Valentine and the Dead Zone. And also Brinky Stevens is in this, and she's like a security guard, not a security guard, like a college, campus security kind of person. She's one of those, and she, comes on the screen here and there. She does her job, she does what she's supposed to do. So, I mean, if you want to see Brinky Stevens, she's in it for more than like a few seconds. So, if you're in it for just watching Brinky Stevens, she's in it. And it's probably worth it just to get it for her. She doesn't do anything spectacular, but she does her part and she does it well. The sound on this, though, was kind of low. Had to turn the volume up on my TV a lot, and of course, when there's parts that's loud, you have to turn it down a little bit. But when they were talking, it was a little hard to understand at times, and so that was a little bit of a for me, I always, and I know a lot of people don't like that either, but like if I can't hear the movie, that like takes away everything. And when like background noises are a lot louder than what they're talking about, it's like I don't want to strain to hear what they're saying. So the volume was a little low as well. The story, you know, it's nothing you haven't ever seen before, and that's not a horrible thing, to be honest. I mean, there's not. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of ideas out there, and there are a lot of ideas that get recycled, like the whole killer in a cabin or killer on a campus or whatever, how holiday slasher, and that's fine. I could watch those all over and over again, but as long as you know you have a likable cast, you know, again, you can hear everything, and make sure that the kills are actually, you know, inventive, I guess you could say, or you know, look more realistic than, you know, just like because the blood was actual blood squirting out, not the real blood, but you know, they had the fake blood squirting out. There was no CGI blood, which was nice. You know, I'll give them that too. No CGI blood, because if there was CGI blood, it probably would have been, you know, horrible to watch. The movie wasn't great. I'm going to be honest. It wasn't great. I don't know if I'd watch it again, but I didn't hate watching it the first time. And it was nice to see another Christmas slasher out there. A lot of the actors and actresses in this, well, a few at least, were also from the movie Party Night, which I reviewed a while ago. And, you know, I gotta say, this is definitely a step up from that movie. That movie was like, you know, it was low budget. It was a good start. In fact, the poster is in this with the signatures all over it. It's in this in the background. But they stepped it up a little bit in this one. But it still kind of had that same feel. They had like the party, the typical jock, you know, the people trying to have sex and having sex and stuff like that. It's like the typical thing. So it kind of still had that same feel of Party Night, but I think the kills were way better in this one. And this one's a lot better than Party Night. But, you know, again, I think they upped their game a little bit. So, you know, they're getting better, so that's a good thing. Movie's 87 minutes long. I honestly think it could be shortened a little bit, maybe by at least like 15-20 minutes. Just make it like a shorter movie, maybe just like 60 minutes, 70-minute movie. And I think it would be good. It'd be full of the kills. You know, there's a lot of downtime with them talking. Like I really don't care what they're talking about. It didn't add like a lot of stuff to the movie. It didn't add a lot to their character. Some of it was kind of like embarrassing, with like the guy getting up to dance, and you know, it was kind of like, oh my god, like it just like, I felt bad and embarrassed for him. The bonus features on here has a director's commentary and trailers to other things from Wild Eye. I didn't listen to the commentary, but I did watch the trailers, and you know, trailers they look good or they look bad, whatever, you know, take it as it is. But would I recommend this movie? I guess maybe I would say give it a try if you want to watch a low budget slasher, kind of homage to the 80s slasher. They all say that nowadays, homage to the 80s slasher. I honestly didn't get that feel to this. I just got it as a, you know, a slasher movie. So yeah, I guess the kills alone in this movie were probably worth a watch. The movie didn't like super impress me or anything, but again, I didn't hate that I watched it, and I personally probably wouldn't watch it again. But I don't feel like I wasted my time watching it, so take that as it is. So yeah, that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, follow me on any one of the social media links in the description box below. I'll put a trailer in the description box as well. You can check out the trailer. Also link where you can go and purchase this if you're interested in getting it. So that's it, everybody. Thanks for watching. Talk to you later. Bye.